Hey folks, how you all doing? So I thought to have a break from all the threads that were going around. I just thought I might do a rankings video. I haven't done one for a while, probably 3 or 4 weeks now. Um, so I thought I'd do one. I've been playing a bit of Clash lately, and I thought, oh, they've only had 6 albums in their career. I thought that'd be an easy one to do. So I'm going to do a Clash rankings video. So the Clash started off as a punk group, ended up branching out into dub, reggae, sort of early hip hop type sounds, and a bit of jazz and rockabilly and all these different sorts of genres over the final 4 albums of their career, anyway. Primarily 4 members: Topper Headon, drummer, Paul Simonon, guitars or bass and vocals, I think, and Mick Jones, guitar, vocals, and of course Joe Strummer, RIP, vocals, guitar, and they all seem to write most of the songs within the band. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting to listen to these albums. But there's going to be a few surprises, I can tell you right now. Before I start, there's going to be a few surprises in this list, and people are going to go WTF, which is usually the case with my lists anyway, because I don't conform to anyone's expectations. I just do my own thing. I don't care what other people think. This is my list, my rankings. You're going to have your own list. Leave your own list in the comment section below. That's cool. So we'll start off number 6 on my list, which is going to be a surprise for a lot of people. I've actually got Sandinista. This was 1980 originally. This was released in 1980. Triple vinyl set. To me, there's too much of everything and not enough of anything on this album. They've brought in a couple of singers to do a bit of singing. They've re-recorded a couple of their tracks. Career Opportunities. There's another one as well. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, there's a couple they re-recorded from the punk days. And, it's too much of everything and not enough of anything. I really don't like this album. So it's 36 tracks. I could probably name 4 that I like of all that. Magnificent Seven, Somebody Got Murdered, and then I'm really struggling to find anything that jumps out at me. So yeah, it's just such a big disappointment. This could have been rounded down from a triple album set into a single LP, but it wasn't. That's the way it was released, so that's the way it is. That's the way I've got to do it. I just see it as too much of nothing. Number 5 on my list, we're going to have the album that most people would have at number 6 on their list. Cut the Crap, 1986. Topper Headon, the drummer, had been let go because of heroin issues or drug issues. Mick Jones had gone. Paul Simonon had gone. Well, Paul Simonon's credited as being part of the band, but he didn't actually play on this album according to Wikipedia. So it was really Joe Strummer that was left. It's a Joe Strummer wannabe solo album, I guess. And he brought in the original drummer of the Clash, who was sacked very early on. So he was struggling to find musicians. He was struggling to write songs as well, in my opinion. It's sort of like Paul and Mick had gone, and he was struggling to find direction. Probably a bit like Lennon and McCartney after the Beatles split, struggling for a little while there. And I think that's probably the same here. And that's the excuse I'm going to use for this album. The first half of the album is pretty atrocious. There's only one song I actually like in the first 6 tracks, We Are the Clash, and that's pretty debatable whether that's any good. The single, This Is England's really good. The second half of the album is a lot better than the first half. There's nothing really bad on it, but there's nothing really great, but it's more punk orientated than what they'd done since their second album, give them enough rope in my opinion. In fact, the best song on this CD version, I do have the vinyl, I have the vinyl of all these albums, is Do It Now, which was included as a bonus track, which was the B-side of the This Is England single, and that's by far the best song out of all these songs on here. So the standout tracks for me are that one. Does that count because it wasn't on the original album? I don't know. But This Is England is very Clash, and Three Card Trick is another standout for me. But yeah, there's just more to like on this album out of these tracks than there is on 36 tracks, which is why this one comes ahead of Sandinista. Next up at number 4, have their fourth album. This one was 1982 from memory. Could have been 83. Combat Rock. This was the first album of theirs I actually purchased. I purchased it on cassette initially. I bought the compact disc when compact disc came out. It starts off really well. It's a solid Clash sounding album in the first half of the album. You got Know Your Rights, Car Jamming, Should I Stay or Should I Go, Rock the Casbah, Red Angel, Dragnet, Straight to Hell. Absolutely brilliant. Then the A side, the B side, or the second half, just really sort of overpowered by Funk Is Okay. Atom Tan is, and then you get into 4 songs that have, I wouldn't say samples, but sound effects and different things on it, and they're really not Clash songs in my opinion. So half this album is really good, the other half is just pish basically. And I find that with some of the Clash stuff, it's either really good or really bad. But this is the album that broke them into the mainstream. A huge worldwide hit with Rock the Casbah. Obviously Should I Stay or Should I Go, but yeah, I rarely play the second half of this album. Number 3 on my list, most people will have this at number 1. London Calling was released in 1979 in the UK, 1980 just about everywhere else. So it happens to appear on the greatest albums of the 1970s in some lists because it was released in 1979. Another album listings for greatest albums, it appears in the 80s list because it was released in 1980. So it depends where you want to go. But double vinyl album. It's incredible the amount of records or songs they wrote, because you had this in 1979, a double album with 19 songs. You had 36 songs being recorded a year later for Sandinista, so they were quite prolific. That doesn't mean there was any quality control. As I said, Sandinista could have been a single album. This probably should have been a single album. I struggle to listen to this whole album in one go. To me, there's too much. There's rockabilly, there's funk, there's jazzy overtones, there's a bit of R&B sounding stuff, there's dub on here, there's slight punk, there's rock. It's just a mishmash of everything for me. I get it, they were drawing in all these influences and using them, but to me, half this album, I tend to skip the tracks when they come on, or just don't bother with them. But the standout tracks for me are the title track, obviously. London Calling, I love Train in Vain, Clampdown, Guns of Brixton, Lost in the Supermarket, Spanish Bombs, Jimmy Jazz, Hateful. Brilliant songs, but there's just, I don't know if you'd call it filler, because they're not bad, they're just not great songs in my opinion. They'd really deviated from being a punk band at this stage. Number 2 on my list goes to this album. This was 1978, their second album, Give 'Em Enough Rope. This is while they still had some punk credibility in my opinion, but they were leaning towards being a rock band. Julie's been working for the Drug Squad, had pianos in it. Punk does not have pianos, but it's pretty much a decent punk album. I think it's a bit overproduced, a bit polished overall, but it still has the essence of being a punk record. I really enjoy this album. There's nothing I skip on this album. I think it's really good, even though they are leaning towards rock influences as opposed to punk, with things like Stay Free, and Julie's been working for the Drug Squad. Standout tracks for me have to be the brilliant Tommy Gun, English Civil War, Safe European Home, and I think Drug Stabbing Time. But yeah, just a really, really solid album in my opinion, and one that gets fairly well overlooked. Which means my favourite album by The Clash is 1977's debut, self-titled debut. What can I say about this album? It's just solid, blistering punk. Most of these tracks are 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long, stretching to 3 minutes. Great blistering punk. You can feel the angst and the hatred towards society in these songs, and it's up there with the Sex Pistols. Never mind the bollocks for me. It's just neck and neck which one I like best on any particular day. Two greatest punk albums ever made. Yeah, it opens up with a blistering bang, bang, bang. 3 great songs, or 4 great songs. Janie Jones, Remote Control, I'm So Bored with the USA, and the brilliant White Riot, which is 1 minute 40 long from memory. In fact, on my single, the Run Out groove is actually bigger than the actual grooves for the song on that one. But yeah, just a great album. Career Opportunities, Cheap, Protex Blue, Garageland, Police and Thieves, London's Burning, absolutely brilliant. There's not a song on here that isn't at least a 9 out of 10 song for me. Absolutely brilliant. So that's it. Oh, but I should give them all a score out of 10, shouldn't I? I didn't do that. This album would come in at a piss poor 2 out of 10 for me. Don't like it at all. This one would probably come in at about 4 out of 10. This one's a passable album. As I said, I really like half of it, so we'll call it 5.5, 6 out of 10. This one's about the same. 6.5, 7 out of 10. This one's 8 out of 10 for me. And this one's a solid 9 to 9.5 out of 10. So that's my ranking of the Clash albums, everybody. I've listened to them all a million times over the years. The only 2 I really bother listening to out of choice now are the first 2 albums, but I do go back to the others every now and then just to see if my opinions have changed on them, and they really don't. So leave your comments in the comments section below. What do you think of the Clash? I find them more of a singles band than an albums band, to be honest with you, but hey, that's my choice. They were still a very good band back in the day. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Take care. All for now. Catch you around, and bye, folks.